Hello, 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 everyone. Ta-da-dang! Ready for my MPPSC MCQs. Gita, today we are going to do which literature? Is it post-colonial or Indian or British?
Today we will be focusing on the entire British literature portion from the syllabus.
Okay, theek hai. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Dun, dun, dun. Now also? No, not now.
The title page is visible.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Dear friends, you have to revise the topics in British literature and then study MCQs and follow our tips. And also join our course because you will get lots of help from within the course. Ankita, we are giving hundreds of quizzes as part of the course.
Yes. And we do this in every course, right? So many
Yes.
quizzes, so many revision sessions. Yes.
Ankita, the number of people who are working at Valad doing all this for our students are
Yes.
never alone, Ankita. We are there for them. Yeah. Shall we move on to the first question, guys? Here we go. Malvolio, easy question first. Malvolio, the pompous, self-righteous steward in Shakespeare's Dash, serves as a comedic antagonist representing vanity and anti-Puritan sentiment. Dear friends, in net, this similar question game, Antonio is a steward. That idea was there in net question. Sorry, not Antonio, Malvolio. So the options are The Merchant of Venice, As You Like It, Twelfth Night, and The Tempest. I am sure our YouTube babies know the answer. What is the answer,
Yes.
Ankita?
So Malvolio is a Puritan character from Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night or What You Will.
Okay, everybody, Malvolio is in the subplot. In the main plot in Twelfth Night or What You Will, we have Viola and Sebastian separated in a shipwreck. Viola is disguised as Cesario. He serves Orsino. And then we have Orsino in love with Olivia, isn't it? Right.
Yes. And the letter scene, which is there in Act 2, Scene 5 of Twelfth Night, the letter scene of Malvolio, it's a very important scene which critiques the very uprightness of the Puritans and mocks them. And also, other than Malvolio, such Toby Belch, Andrew Aguechick, Feste the Fool from Twelfth Night, they're also very important characters.
Yeah. Malvolio is cheated by Sir Toby Belch, Andrew Aguechick, and Maria. Maria writes a letter and saying, "My darling, I want you to wear yellow garters and funny clothes. I want you to quarrel with my servants." And then MOAI. And Malvolio thinks, what is MOAI? M is for Malvolio. What is OAI? Like that he thinks, and he goes and, shows off swag before the lady Olivia and starts insulting the servants, and then Olivia shuts him up in a room. And who taunts him in the guise of a priest? It is Feste. No, Fabian. Fabian. And the last epilogue is spoken by Feste. Right. In Twelfth Night, the first opening line we said yesterday, I hope everybody remembers, if music be the food of love, play on. There's a lot of gender confusion in Twelfth Night. It is known for its disturbing vision of gender. Right. Now, next question. Ankita, can you read?
So, which of the following statements here most accurately captures the critical significance of the subtitle What You Will of Twelfth Night? So, what does it signify? Is it a disclaimer that dismisses narrative coherence and structural unity? Or is it a meta theatrical invitation reflecting festive license and interpretive freedom? Or is it a satire on courtly love that portrays desire as arbitrary and trivial? Or is it an allusion to censorship, suggesting deliberate interpretive ambiguity?
If when you see such confusing questions, too many big options and all, don't get worried. Immediately, what you should do, guys, is to delete or eliminate the most wrong ones. Disclaimer and all will not be in Shakespeare, but still, disclaimer that dismisses narrative coherence. It's too extreme. It is wrong. Then, allusion to censorship, suggesting deliberative, interpretive ambiguity. What is that? Censorship and all that is not there. Wrong. Satire on courtly love is there that portrays desire as arbitrary. Is it B or C? That is the option. Is it B or C? What do you think, YouTubers? Tell us in the chat box. The answer is 12th night is associated with the festive mood. It is B.
Yes.
A meta-theatrical invitation reflecting festive license and interpretive freedom. License and freedom, that is there in 12th night. Right, guys? Ankita, shall I ask you and our YouTube baby some questions? Is there a love triangle in 12th night? Tell.
Yes.
Is there a love triangle in 12th night?
Yes.
Yes, there is a love triangle in 12th night. Is there mistaken identity in 12th night?
Yes. Through disguises, these mistaken identities are created. So, yeah.
And finally, Sebastian is mistaken for Cesario. Right. Then very good. Is there a clown or jester in 12th night?
Yes, and his name is Feste.
Correct. Feste, Feste. Is there a nobleman who loves revelry and pranks?
Yes. It is Sir Toby Belch.
Yes, Sir Toby Belch. Very good. Is there a woman who falls for a woman in disguise but marries a man?
Yes, it was Olivia who fell for Cesario. It was actually Viola in disguise, but ultimately she got married to her brother, Sebastian.
Yes. Is there a shipwrecked man saved by a captain?
Yes, yes. The shipwreck happened in Illyria, and it was Sebastian who was shipwrecked, but he was saved. And there we find a homosexual tension between them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can say homosociality is there. Who coined the term homosociality? It is Eve Kosofsky-Sedgwick. In the book Between Men, Homosocial Desire in English Literature. Yeah. Okay. Absalom and Achitophel is a dash by Dryden. Guys, we all think, I know Absalom and Achitophel. We feel a little overconfident. When they ask like this, is it a narrative poem? Is it a satirical poem? Is it a classic drama? Is it a prose essay? You will get, wow, one chakkar in the exam hall. I don't know A, B, C, D, which of these? What do you think, Ankita? Is Absalom and Achitophel one of these?
Okay, so it cannot be a closet drama. It's not obviously a drama. It is not even a masque. But it has lots of elements of satire. So it is very prominently a satirical.
And it is not prose.
Poem. Yeah, not prose, right.
It is satirical prose. Ankita, is it allegorical poem? It is satirical poem, but is it allegorical? Yes.
Yes, it's a case of political allegory. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it based on Old Testament?
New Testament.
No, Old itself. Old.
Oh, sorry, Old Testament. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Here Absalom is Duke of Monmouth and Achitophel is Shaftesbury. And the king is David. The king is David. Charles II is depicted as David. Okay. The title Pride and Prejudice of Austen's novel was borrowed from, is it Tom Jones, Cecilia, Tristram Shandy, or Pamela? Tom Jones by Fielding, Cecilia by Fanny Burney, Tristram Shandy by Lawrence Sterne, or Pamela by Samuel Richardson. It is a woman who inspired Jane Austen, who wrote this source. It is Cecilia by Fanny Burney. Fanny Burney or Frances Burney. Fanny Burney or Frances Burney also, like Jane Austen, wrote domestic realism. right? These women writers, early women writers are very important, isn't it, Ankita?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
What is
And
the
we have
original
noticed
title of Pride and Prejudice?
first impressions.
First Impressions. Here, Darcy is Pride and Elizabeth Bennet is Prejudice. Right. What is the full title of Tom Jones? Does anybody know? The History of Tom Jones, A Foundling. It is a picaresque novel. What is the full title of Tristram Shandy? Does anybody know? The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman. What is the full title of Pamela? Does anybody know? Pamela or Virtue Rewarded. Pamela or Virtue Rewarded. From where is the name Pamela taken? From Arcadia by Sydney. Sydney's Arcadia. Okay, Ankita, your turn.
Huh. So Dash is an anti-romantic comedy that serves as a biting satire on the idealized notions of war and love. And this play is set against the backdrop of the 1885 Serbo-Bulgarian War. So which play is it? Which is satirizing war? Is it Pygmalion, The Apple Cart, Man and Superman, or Arms and the Man? All these are plays by G.B. Shaw. So which play is it? Here one play is there where we find the chocolate hero cream soldier. So that is the play.
Yes, it is Arms and the Man. Ankita, do you know Arms and the Man is, the title is satire on a need. A need
Yes.
begins, of arms and the man I sing. Right? And Pygmalion is about Eliza Doolittle, Henry Higgins, and Apple Cart is a political extravaganza, isn't it? King
Yes.
Magnus. Man and Superman is about Anne Whitefield. Right. Serbo-Bulgarian War is in Arms and the Man. What is the name of the protagonist in Arms and the Man and the woman? We have Captain Blunchley, Raina Petkoff. Captain Blunchley, Raina Petkoff. Okay, Ankita, what is this?
So here we are telling you about our MPPSC Assistant Professor course, which is going right now, which it is going on right now at Vallat. It's a power-packed course, while obviously you will have live sessions, right? You will also get self-paced videos, lots of them. So you can watch these videos at your own pace and learn from them. Lots and lots of PDFs and tons of quizzes and model tests to get intensive practice before the exam. And we have started this course from 10th of March and it's going on right now. And
Very
like
good.
all our courses, here also you will get lifetime access to all our videos and PDFs and everything.
Yes. And Ankita, tomorrow onwards, we are starting. There are many courses coming up. Karnataka PU lecturer course, Karnataka assistant professor course, Kerala assistant professor course. All these are coming up. Before we move on to other questions, guys, did you buy this book? It is a contemporary encyclopedia of literary criticism. Oh, you can't see it. Because of my background, you can't see. Can you see, Ankita?
Yes, the top portion of the book is clearly visible.
A contemporary encyclopedia of literary criticism. Now visible, right?
Yeah.
A contemporary encyclopedia of literary criticism. Super cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love this. And you want to know anybody who is writing assistant professor exams needs this book. There is introduction, what is criticism, kinds of criticism, ancient and medieval criticism, Plato, Aristotle, other ancient philosophers and critics, medieval criticism, then Renaissance, Philip Sidney, other Elizabethan critics, the age of enlightenment, neoclassical criticism, Dryden, Addison, Pope, Johnson, 19th century, romantic criticism, Wordsworth, Coleridge, Shelley, Keats, American romanticism, Matthew Arnold, other 19th century critics, then 20th century, T.S. Eliot, Russian formalism, Mikhail Bakhtin, new criticism, archetypal myth criticism, other 20th century critics, basics of literary theory, then Indian criticism, Indian aesthetics, modern Indian critics. Good, na? Pages are like this. Easy to read, like all our encyclopedias. We have shared excerpts from our encyclopedias in all the groups. If anybody wants, you can get in touch with me. My number is 9037357688. It is my personal number. I will give it to you. The encyclopedia file. 903735. It is not even office number. It is my personal number. 7688. Anybody who wants to get in touch with me and get the copy can text me on WhatsApp. Shall we do the next question, guys? Okay, here we go. Ankita, your turn.
In the Westland, Eliot's deployment of Tiresias has frequently been interpreted by critics as a structural device rather than merely a mythological reference. Which of the following interpretations here most accurately captures Tiresias's function in the Westland? Is he a prophetic figure expressing nostalgia for classical certainty, or a unifying consciousness linking the poem's fragmented scenes across gender and time? Or is Tiresias a sign of myth's collapse and the triumph of modern subjectivity, or a device to foreground Freudian sexuality in the typist episode? What is the function of this figure of Tiresias in this disjointed world of the Westland?
Wow.
So Tiresias, Tiresias is a very famous mythological figure.
Yes. So Eliot is using Tiresias. And what is Tiresias' function? That is what we want to know. Tiresias is a prophetic figure expressing nostalgia for classical certainty, a unifying consciousness linking the poem's fragmented scenes across gender and time, a sign of myth's collapse and the triumph of modern subjectivity. The answer, guys, is B. Tiresias is the consciousness that unifies the text, linking the poem's fragmented scenes across gender and time. The unifying consciousness is Tiresias. Very good. Miss Havisham is a character in Dash. You all know that she's a wealthy spinster. She was once jilted at the altar. She insists on wearing her wedding dress for the rest of her life. All the clocks in her house are stopped at 20 to 9. 8:40, that is. And she lives in a ruined mansion called the Satis House with her adopted daughter, Estella. Ankita, do you know? Is it in Little Dorrit or Bleak House or Great Expectations or Nicholas Nickleby? Ankita, the choice is yours.
So Miss Havisham is a character from Dickens's novel Great Expectations, published in 1861.
Wow, very good. That is the year in which Tagore was born.
Yes.
Ankita, there is another very weird elderly woman character in David Copperfield. It is Betsy Trotwood.
Trotwood.
Yes. Elderly women characters in Victorian fiction, that can be a topic for research.
Yes.
Right. Now,
and how actually spinsterhood is shown as a part of banal life, and how women perform gender through banality. I think that's a fascinating topic, which even Charlotte Brontë very elaborately discussed in the industrial novel Shirley. That's a wonderful novel which talks about gender and banality, how these two ideas come together and how women perform their gender roles through banal everyday life.
Very true. A classic example of this is Mrs. Poultney in French Lieutenant's Woman.
Yes.
She is a very crass, cheap woman. There are many such Mrs. Poyser. Many characters are there like that. Wow, that's a good topic. Okay, Ankita, over to you.
Which among the following is not a theme in Tess of the Abervilles? Is it fatalism, social hypocrisy, class determinism, or divine redemption? One of these factors is greatly missing in Hardy's Tess of the Abervilles, because we have to remember Hardy employed cosmic indifference in his novels, where the cosmos is indifferent to the sufferings of man. So, which factor here is not a theme in Tess of the Abervilles? It is obviously divine redemption, because we see that Tess, by the end of the novel, is executed. She is executed for killing Alec, for murdering Alec. So she is not offered any divine redemption. So divine redemption is not present actually in any of the novels of Hardy. Because, as I told you, Hardy employs cosmic indifference in his novels, but the cosmos is indifferent to the sufferings of the characters. So divine redemption is not offered to actually any of the characters of Hardy. You have fatalism, obviously. There is abundance of social hypocrisy that we get to see in the contemporary Victorian social structure, and obviously class consciousness that was also greatly present in Victorian fiction, not only in Hardy.
Very good, very good. Milton's Invocation in Paradise Lost, Book 1. Sing, Heavenly Muse, revises the classical epic tradition. What is its main purpose? Is it to follow classical epic style without major changes? It is extreme, that cannot be. To invoke the Holy Spirit, grounding the poem's authority in Christian revelation. Sounds correct, right? To question whether poetry can express divine truth, no way. To present Satan as the epic hero, no way. It should be B. Don't you think, Agita?
Yes, because this literary epic relies heavily on Christian elements and Christian theology. So the very beginning of this epic, it grounds the epic. This invocation grounds the epic in Christian traditions of theology and philosophy.
That's true, yes. The setting of Canterbury Tales. That's an easy one. Everybody will let us end this amazing session with that wonderful question. Everybody would know because of the wasteland, Ankita.
Yes.
April is the cruelest month. Is it a quotation from Wasteland or Canterbury Tales?
The wasteland.
The wasteland. So, Ankita, do you know who made the movie Canterbury Tales?
You know.
It is Pasolini. Pasolini made a trilogy: Decameron, Canterbury Tales, and Arabian Nights. In these three movies, he is completely, presenting the stories in a very gory, very vulgar, extreme manner, highly postmodern manner. They are a huge subversion of what we expect from the original texts. Right? Did Peter Ackroyd write a retelling of the Canterbury Tales, Ankita? Questions like that are coming these days.
Yes, postmodernist retellings are very important, yeah.
Yes. So did Peter Ackroyd do a retelling of Canterbury Tales? Yes. Peter Ackroyd wrote a retelling of Canterbury Tales, and I think it was already asked in net also.
Yeah. Peter Ackroyd also retold Little Dorrit of Dickens.
Yeah, many books he has actually retold. Ackroyd is a very important writer, and very good.
He's an important biographer too.
Biographer, correct. Did Chaucer retell any Canterbury Tales? Yes. Not Chaucer, sorry. Dryden. I meant Dryden. Did Dryden retell Canterbury Tales? Yes. In Fables Ancient and Modern.
Yes.
Did Lydgate retell Canterbury Tales? Lydgate. Yes, Lydgate is a Chaucerian. He did retell. Yeah. Then Neville Cogill, Cogill. He is a major translator of Canterbury Tales into modern English. Neville, Nevill, Cogill. I've heard his name a lot. Okay. Then, which is the work by Margaret Atwood based on Canterbury Tales? Indirectly. The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
The
Yes.
title is drawn from or related to Canterbury Tales. Right? Okay, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Did you enjoy, Ankita?
Yes, it was very informative, very power-packed.
More questions are there.
Yes.
The Anatomy of Melancholy is a book by Robert Burton, first published in, do you know, everyone? It is 1621. Anatomy of Melancholy was written under the pseudonym. Do you know anyone? Democritus Jr. Democritus was the laughing philosopher of Greece. Democritus Jr. is the pseudonym of Robert Burton in writing Anatomy of Melancholy. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, ye soft pipes play on. These are lines from Ankita, take it forward from here.
Yes. So here in options, we can see all the major odes of John Keats. To Autumn, Ode on a Grecian Urn, Ode to a Nightingale, or Ode to Psyche. So here these lines are very famously from John Keats' Ode on a Grecian Urn. So as the speaker is watching that urn and as he is depicting those images on the body of the urn, one of these images is this. So these lines are from Keats's Ode on a Grecian Urn. It's a very popular and very important ode from the syllabus. So please go through this work. Yeah.
In their death, they were not divided. This is the epigraph of, it appears in which work? In their death, they were not divided. It is about Tom and Maggie, the two central characters. So it is The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot.
Yes.
What is the real name of George Eliot? Mary Ann Evans. When was she born? 1819. Right? Did George Eliot write poetry, Ankita?
Yes.
Yes.
She wrote poetry also.
George Eliot wrote poetry, the Spanish Gypsy and such poems. Can you name some of the novels of George Eliot?
Yes, Adam Bede.
Yeah, Adam Bede is the first, then Mill on the Floss, Silas Marner, which is the novel by George Eliot set in the 15th century, Florence.
Romola.
It is Romola. Where do you have the character Dorothea Brooke?
Middlemarch.
Then, do you know George Eliot also wrote articles?
She worked for the Westminster Review.
Correct. And she wrote silly novels by lady novelists.
Yes.
She wrote short stories also.
Yeah.
She also wrote the natural history of German life. In Mill on the Floss, what is the floss?
The river.
Yeah, a river. And the name of the mill is Dorlcote Mill. So we come once again to the MPPSC Assistant Professor details. It started in March, on March 10th. We have extensive and intensive live classes, self-paced videos, PDF materials, quizzes, and model tests. So those who want to excel in this exam and make sure that you will pass this exam, please join our course and start studying at the earliest. Isn't it, Ankita?
Yes, yes.
Right. So thank you, everyone. We have reached the end of this session, and we wish you a wonderful night ahead and a great life ahead. Join us tomorrow also for a meaningful session on MPPSC exam. Thank you and good night.
Yes.